So this is the pattern on the door, the external side. I've used the rustic laminate, which is the theme throughout my living and the dining room. So the handles which I've used are of KBI brand, and these handles are again, it is graphite grey, if you see, because that was going with the rustic theme of my laminate. Even the grooves what you see are again grey. I have used grey filler, grey polished filler to match the decor with the rustic laminate and with the hardware as well. The other point to be seen here is this is the opening. So this is the coin opening. We call that as coin opening. So in case if somebody is stuck or locked inside the bathroom, then this could be accessed just with a coin or with a spoon or even with a knife in case of emergency. So the door framing, the material which is used for door framing is composite. Composite marble has been used, and I have purposely maintained the color white because this was what was the theme of the house. So this is white composite marble. If you just see, the edges are again chamfered. I mean, I've maintained the 45-degree chamfering over here so that it looks proportionate rather than going for straight. And we call as that on the site local language, we call this as katkona. So this is basically the chamfering what we have followed here. So composite marble door frame are used here. So even for the threshold, I have used the same material so that it looks great. It gets flushed with the design. So now I think it's time for us to go inside. One small element which I have missed out is the electricals. So there is one switch which is actually the bathroom switch. So in case when you want to enter the bathroom and when there is dark here, I mean when the other lights are off, so this is the one, this is a single switch which takes care of the first principal light of the bathroom. So maybe I'll open the door and at the same time I'll show you the switch as well. So since the other bathroom is all lit up, I'll show you. So this was the light which I mentioned. So this access we have given it from outside. So for example, in case if all my lights are switched off and I just have to access the bathroom, then this is the switch which takes care of that. So now I'll show you the internal arrangement of the bathroom. So we will first start with the door. So now this is my bathroom door. Internal I have used ACP. This is aluminum composite panel, which is my favorite for bathroom doors and bathroom furniture. So if you see, the ACP has been folded on all the four sides. So on both the sides, the top and the bottom, so that there is no chance of any water entering and obstructing the hygiene of the door. So handle is same, the graphite one which is there for the black and the graphite finish for the outside and the inside, and this has the triple locking as well. So in case of emergency, one can open it from outside. So this was what I was trying to explain. Framing I've already covered from the outside. So this framing I've purposely maintained the whiteness because it is even going white being a neutral color, neutral palette. It camouflages with the other element as well. So now the theme of this bathroom, if you just see the wall tiles, the theme of the bathroom is very light mauve shade, which mauve, or you can even say the hue of brown, which comes in the tiles. So wall tiles, if you see, it is again a natural stone finish. I mean, it is the Italian print, Italian marble print what we have used here in the wall tiles. So wall tiles are by the brand Simpolo. I have used Simpolo brand over here. And there has been, I have maintained a spacer block of 4 mm. So you see throughout the bathroom we have maintained a spacer block of 4 mm. So using spacer actually is advantage because many a times, even though we go for brands, many a times it happens that there are minor bends or deflection in the tile. So what happens is when we are doing the tiling on site, usually we match the two edges. So sometimes there are minor deflections which are seen here. So in case if there is no spacer block and two tiles are united, so many a times you find that undulation. So rather, if we go for using of spacer block, there is an advantage that to fill the spacer block we use an epoxy grout, which is very much recommended for bathrooms from the waterproofing end. Apart from that, even the technical minor defects of tiles also gets nullified. Plus, there is one more advantage that in case there is a breakage, or any fault in one single tile, because of the spacer, because of using of spacer, it is very much easier for the craftsman or for the person to change the tile, provided the same tile is available. So now moving ahead, now this was the tiling which I've meant, the tiling throughout the bathroom, if you see, is the same. I haven't used any highlighter for this bathroom. It is the same tile, but yes, I have played with different cuttings. Which I'll be covering in the journey of the bathroom. So this was regarding the wall tiles. So the main wall, the side wall is maintained plain. I have used the entire tile size, but the placement is vertical rather than using it horizontal. To maintain that, to give that height or the illusion of the height, I have used a vertical kind of effect on the walls. So what you see here are the wall panels, the tiles which are there on the walls with a 4 mm spacer groove and filled with epoxy with the shade, nearest shade matching to the tile. Now I'll emphasize on the flooring. The floor tile which you see is actually a bigger size of tile. This tile size was 4 feet by 2 feet. But to give a different pop, you see there are minor metallic kind of effects in the tile as well. So to give this pop, what I have done is I have got this tile cutted. I have got the cutting of the tile into 1 feet by 1 feet. So if you see, the tile cutting is around 12 inches by 12 inches or 300 mm by 300 mm. I got that CNC. I got that CNC cutting done for the tile so that there is an evenness on all the edges, and it becomes easier for us also for the installation. So even though the tile size was bigger, but to give that different look or to give that pop of the element, I have gone for CNC cutting with a size of 12 by 12. So the flooring is all laid in two parts. So the first part, which is the dry area, which is your vanity, which is the wash basin and the closet, and the second part is the wet area. So if you see, there is a difference of one tile. So that the slope of the flooring is maintained in such a manner that there is a direct flow which is going at the end of the bathroom. So here I would like to emphasize one more point. If you just see this tile, then what happens is the cutting. If you just see the cutting, I have given a proper slope from all the four sides, so there are no chances of water being stagnant, or there are no chances where the water will just stay. It will directly drain off. So this was regarding flooring. Again, for flooring, I have used epoxy grouting of the same shade which I have used for the wall tiles. So we have covered one bathroom wall. We have covered the floor area. Now since we're here, I'll try to cover this area. So now this area we have a window opening over here. So there is an associated duct area. So in case if there is a requirement for wear and tear or repair or the accessing of the duct, then what happens is I have gone for this lower windows. First I'll explain you this. The sections which are used are normal sections. So this is 16 gauge Jindal make normal section what we have used. These are lower windows. I have used a frosty glass. For this, and since the height of this is the bigger one, there are two parts for this. If you see, this is the part number 1 and part number 2. So apart from this, there is a slot for the exhaust, so that there is a proper circulation and there is a freshness maintained in the bathroom. So exhaust which we have used are Crompton make, and then there is, because there was a slot for the exhaust, the other is a filler section with a fixed glass being with the same concept, that is the frosted glass I have used for the filler section. So this was the first part of the window. The second part of the window is actually a mesh. So there is a mosquito mesh installed, so that there are no chances of mosquitoes or lizards or any kind of insects entering in the bathroom. So that becomes a security point of that becomes a security point. Now we were talking about the access to the duct. So apart from this window, there is a fabricated grill. What you see outside, I have purposely opened the door so that you come to know that that is the access door to access the pipe area. So now what we have to do is, like, we just have to remove this glass. These glasses will be removed, and this mesh is again openable. If you see here, there is a small handle here. So this, if the glasses are removed, you don't even have to open the entire window. It is just the glasses to be removed, and this handle you just have to open it. So once this is completely open, the person can get an access to the outside fabricated door. You can unlock and you can access that. So that is how we have used it here in the window. So apart from window, in this area I have gone for a niche, because the depth, I had a comfortable size thickness for the wall, so I could manage having a niche. Niche was because my client didn't wanted any slot to place, shower gels or any bathroom accessories. They were having a comfort of having a niche wherein, some small elements with regards to the toiletries for the bathroom could be taken care, as well as even it adds on the aesthetics. So the aesthetic is also taken care, as well as your toiletry requirements also gets sufficed. This is the main wall. So in case if the plumbing of the entire bathroom needs to be cut off for some work, then this is just a regulatory flush wall. So a regulatory main wall which can be accessed very easily by anybody. So the entire cut off of the water area is achieved by that. Now there is one more plumbing point, that is the provision of geyser. I have used online geyser by the company Racold. The configuration of this geyser is 7.5 kV, and the wire which we have used for the geyser is 6 square mm. So apart from this, there is one most important thing, which is the MCB. So for this geyser, when the geyser load is 7.5 kilowatts, so they require a particular 40 amps MCB. So that 40 amps MCB usually doesn't come into modular. So whatever switches, sockets you see here are as per the modular norms, but for the placement or for the fitment of the 40 amperes MCB, we need to have it in the MDB box. So the MCB will always be on, because this geyser has a function wherein it will get active only when there is water flow. If there is no water supply, even if the MCB is on, it will be still safe. Apart from that, since it is tankless, it gives you a constant hot, very good and hot water, so one can enjoy it for a longer time. So even 5.5 kV is recommended, which again has a similar configuration. The only change is in the MCB. So in case if you are going for 5.5 kV geyser, then you can even go for 32 amps MCB, which comes in modular, which can have you can have that fitting in your bathroom as well. Only for 7.5 you will have to go for a 40 amps MCB, which usually is not in the modular range, so it's preferable to have it in the MDB box. So well, I've covered the geyser. It's a tankless online geyser and highly recommended. 5.5 is like one of my favorite, which even I'm using at my place, but here my client wanted a bigger, heavy duty one, so we have gone for a 7.5 kV geyser. So we have covered two walls preliminary. So the wall number 1, which is on my right, and my back wall, I've entirely explained you with regards to the accessories and the fitments. Since we had this niche, since we had this window cutting, the tile, if you see, we have used 2 full tiles. This is tile number 1, this is tile number 2, and the joint I have purposely kept it here. So now why did I have my joint here and not here, might be the question which might be arising. You see here, this is a full tile, this entire panel is a full tile, and then similarly we have matched it here, and here is the joint. So now coming to joint, I'll cover this joint when I cover this part. So now we are in the wet area. So now this wet area, as I mentioned you in the start of the video, that I haven't provided any sort of highlighter here. So what I've done is I've used the same tile. I've got CNC cutting done with this size. So the size here is 4 inches. I have maintained 4 inches cutting for this area. For the display, for the area which is parallel to the eyesight. Then I have gone for 2 inches cutting. So if you see, it starts with 2 inches width cutting, followed by 4, and again followed by 8. So this is the pattern what we have maintained in the wet area. That is 2, 4 and 8. So 2 plus 2 is 4, which gets covered in this section, and 4 plus 4 is 8, which gets covered in this. So this was actually, I had done it with this sizing because there was less wastage. We even have to calculate the budgeting point of view. So because wastage also plays a very vital role, this was the size which was feasible for my wet area. So the technical drawings of the wet area I am attaching in the attachment, so that you also come to know that what were the sizing what I have used for this bathroom. Now coming back to this joint, since we have the similar pattern here, having a joint here was much recommended rather than having a joint here, because here you see the flow is up for continuous tiles. So I didn't want to break that theme, I didn't want to break that monotony. So I have purposely kept it here so that it gets merged with this pattern. Now this is a spout. I have used Jaguar is my personal favorite brand. So this is the spout. Then comes your diverter. We are on the 10th floor, so I have used high flow diverters over here. So again this is by Jaguar, and then we have used shower, which is also again by Jaguar, and this is a 6 inches size which I wanted for the common bathroom. So the shower arm what you see is also 1 feet, so not a very bigger one. So that is the plumbing accessories for the wet area. Now we will move ahead to the WC area. So in the WC area, if you see, here we have used a closet which is again by Jaguar. So this is a closet which is by Jaguar, and if you see this is rimless, plus this is the seat cover is again soft touch. Then we have jet spray with a 2-in-1 Bibcock here, again that is by Jaguar. For this, like for the concealed tank, I prefer concealed flush tank over flush wall with regards to the maintenance element as well. So I have gone for Jaguar concealed flush tank. Niche was one of the recommendations by the client, so I didn't want it to just have decoration as the major chunk of my bathroom decor. So since I had two niches, I mean one here and one just behind me, so that was quite sufficient for the designing point of view. So the other area of the ledge wall, I have utilized in the form of storage. So for storage, I have used profile shutters with frosted fluted glass. And again, as I told you, I prefer using ACP for all the sort of bathroom storages. We have used ACP here, so even the storage box is made up of ACP. Then we have gone for glass shelves and a profile light, so there is ample number of storage. This storage is a utility one. Those will be, I mean, for the additional supplies whatever you have. So again, now these are on auto hinges, so it will directly get closed. If it open, it gets closed. So I have already explained you the designing for the closet area. Now we will move towards the basin area. For the basin area, for the basin top, I have used G7 as stone, which I have used throughout the house because my client was very much in with the G7. So if you see, the fascia which I have maintained again is around 2 inches. So 2 inches, there is a proper molding done here. So this is the molding, which is my personal favorite, so that doesn't get, I mean, you don't face any sort of accidents or any sort of injuries over here. So now the basin, because we could manage getting a similar tone in the basin as well. I've gone for a matte finish basin with a pop-up socket. The pop-up socket is by Aquant, it is not by Jaguar. Again, I have this. It is kind of diverter. It is. I mean, it has both your hot and cold as a function. So we have gone for hot and cold arrangement here as well. Mirror, I have just gone for the plain mirror with beveling because I didn't wanted a touch panel display, even that was not the requirement by my client. So we have gone for a mirror which is again just the plain mirror with a corner beveling, so that gives you a very balanced and kind of good look. For the wall, again here I have not used any highlighter, rather I have gone for the similar concept. In the wet area, as I mentioned, we have gone for 3 sizes, that is 2 inches, 4 inches and 8 inches. Here I have just maintained 2 inches throughout, like from the top of the vanity to the ceiling we have maintained the similar offset which is running around here in the bathroom area. So now for the lighting, since I didn't wanted to go for a LED mirror with the 3 light effects, what was suggested was the profile light, because when you get ready This is the direct light which comes on your face, which makes it very comforting and it gives a subtle and a good look. So even for the bathroom, if all the other lights are not in picture, you just have this profile light, the entire bathroom is illuminated. Not only for this, even same appears for the niche. You just have the one niche light there, entire bathroom would be fresh. So now this is the arrangement for the entire long wall, wherein it is divided into, technically speaking, two parts, wet and dry. The wet area is the shower area. In the dry area, we have a closet and then we have this basin area. So for basin storage, again we have gone for knobs. If you have seen, I have maintained a distance here of around 2.5 inches so that the knob is not obstructing while movement. There is no fabric or any injury sort of thing which gets attached to this and leading to a accident or any injury as such. So these are the two knobs, and then I've just used plain shutters with auto hinges. So you have ample amount of storages over here. So all your toiletries, access, everything gets sufficed. So you see a shower arm over there, that installation is pending, so I've kept it there. Then there's one more important point which I need to highlight is the gap. Because it is a bathroom, we have other storages as well. I always prefer to give a clear space here so that there is no waterlogging. I mean, while cleaning, sometimes there are chances that there might be some water which gets accumulated, or it is difficult for cleaning or dusting or like for other reasons as well. I maintain to give a gap of around 1 feet so that it is comforting. At the same time, it doesn't look boxy. I don't want to have a look of too much of furniture. So it looks minimalistic as well as it serves the purpose. So this is it for the bathroom side. And there's one more small thing which I would like to mention here. If you see the accessories, now this is the these are the accessories which I've used in the bathroom, but these are the stickable ones. So we have ordered this from Amazon, and these are actually very heavy duty. So it takes care of your storage as well as it takes care of aesthetics. So I've used this here. Even for the napkin holder, I have used the sticking. My client was wanting to go for the sticking one rather than having screws, fixed screws. So we have gone for this. Again, this is by Amazon. So these are the two accessories which we have maintained in the bathroom. Now here on this wall, there is a provision for towel rack, which is probably I am lining up for. Since it was not available on the site, the installation has still to be. We have not yet completed the installation, which is lined up probably for tomorrow or day after tomorrow, once we get it available on the site. So there is just the towel rod which is missing. Apart from that, what you see is the fan. This was my client's recommendation that they wanted exclusive fan in both the bathrooms. So just for their comfort, we have provided a Crompton wall fan because that was the requirement. And the last element which I think is the unique thing in this bathroom, that is the ceiling. So for ceiling, I have actually used zinc paint as we usually normally go either for PVC panels or box panels for the fall ceiling. But here, because the client was very much specific that they don't want any thread of seepages or leakages from the flat above. So just to root it out, they wanted this surface to be completely clear. So that is how we recommend. Since that was a requirement, my recommendation was for the zinc paint, because this also has a waterproofing element. It has a capacity, or it is stable to take a few water seepages as well. So that was the purpose of using a paint which is a zinc paint over here, which is again giving a good feel. At the same time, it is also serving both the purpose, aesthetics as well as the leakage perspective. So the door framing, if you see, the door framing is into two stages. So this is the frame which is visible once the door is closed, and this is the double framing what we do. So this takes care of the thickness of the door, so that when the door is closed from outside, it looks like a single panel. At the same time, while washing, the water doesn't go out because of the threshold. So that's it from my end for this bathroom. So I hope you have learned a lot and enjoyed this video. Thank you so very much. This is me, Bhakti, signing off. Thank you so very much for being with me in this journey. If you resonate with my content, do like, comment, share and subscribe my channel. Bye bye.